Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel featuring everything that I can think about in terms of comics and comic books and the creation of fantastic and dramatic stories that will take your audience's breath away, and creating things that put your dreams and your visions and your ideas out there into a real material world. Well, I want to encourage everybody who has plans or dreams of making a comic book to go out there and do it themselves. Right now, as you can see, I had a sizzle reel going for my new, well, it's been around for a while, but it doesn't really have a face yet, but it's called Chupacomics, based on the mythical rabbit with antlers creature, the Chupacabra. But it's a really cool logo that my friend Patrick Self worked up. And that's the brand I go by for my three comic book properties that I have. Two of them are out there right now. One is coming up in December on Kickstarter. The one that's coming up was Kill the Messenger, a girl bike messenger in 1980s Boston. The finished ones are Mayfield 8, a teenage fry cook in 1970s Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then finally the double barrel is kind of a weird Big Trouble in Little China meets Pineapple Express, two stoner dudes stumbling through their lives. That basically that's what Double Barrel is, and all three are on the Chupacomics label. All three can be purchased on my store. That is www.timsnotebook.com. That's basically my website, but there's a tab there. You can click on that and go to my store site. Any purchase between now and December 1st will get a 10% off discount for you. If you, on the checkout box, you write in the discount code CHUPA, CHUPA, and you'll get a 10% off of any and all the comic books that I make, featuring here. I have some of them right here. You got your Mayfield 8 and Double Barrel, and so yeah, I think that's really a cool little thing to look into. And so let's get moving on to today's topic: getting shit done. The three things I think that you enter into and engage when you make a comic book is that you have your plan, and you have your creation, and as you're making the creation you get feedback directly, as like seeing right there on the page your story coming to life. That would be a form of feedback. And the trick of getting stuff done is to recognize the importance of that feedback to you personally, to have a realistic approach where there's going to be the sense of accomplishment, the sense of moving forward step by step towards getting, well, more and more shit done as it goes. A lot of people fall into the trap of thinking that it has to be this, this 100 comic book storyline, 100 issue storyline that's going to span countless numbers of characters. Is going to be whole worlds, whole environments, and all of that. And that's great, but that's like for the poster in your background. That's for the bulletin board. That's for putting up notes on the background. What you need to do is somehow parcel that out into a more manageable, smaller project, if you will. Now, a lot of people say, forget that whole world building thing and just go right into making a simple one and done story. And I would recommend that too to a lot of people, but I do see that there's a strong urge in all young creative people to, to wipe the slate clean and make something completely new and completely their own thing. I get that, and you can use that mentality effectively if you just simply be a little more realistic about it. So, like, let's say you have a comic book idea and it you have all these storylines and all these characters, but you pick out a character or a small group of characters that could tell a basic solid story with a beginning, middle, and end that could be done in your typical 18 to 30 comic book single issue size story. Okay, and preferably it could be a one and done, kind of, the story has a finish to it, and a reader could get some enjoyment out of seeing some kind of conclusion to the story within that one comic book, even though you have this whole other universe, this whole other world echoing the back. With the case of my comic book, Mayfield 8, I did end part 1 on a cliffhanger where you would have to kind of read part 1, part 2 to get a better enjoyment out of the story. So it's true that I kind of broke my own rule doing that. But even still, each issue of my comic book has a kind of conclusive quality about it, where it has a sense of coming to a close as it leads to the next issue, next installment, next chapter. So you have your plan, and you have your comic book that you're making, and either you're the artist, writer, or you're teaming up with an artist and you're the writer. You have a colorist and a letterer maybe. Make sure that you set your schedule up. You set your goals that you want to hit to be somewhat easy to accomplish. Like, let's say, your comic book's going to be 25 pages long or 24 pages long. And you want to get it done in, enough time where you're not old people by the time it's finished. So let's say, like, each week you get 3 pages out, okay? Maybe each week you get 3 pages out, and there's going to be a couple of pages mocked up and just in pencil and lettering that could be added to the back. And that way you kind of see your project growing and growing and growing by increments, rather than thinking that, I'm just going to wait until the whole thing's done and then take a look at it. That's kind of self-defeating, because then the payoff won't happen for 3, 4, 5 months later. You want payoffs, a sense of accomplishment, a sense of creating a self-worth about you personally and what you're working on creatively, to feed back to you in a way that's easy to accomplish, but also kind of builds in a habit. And that ties in with the feedback loop. Like you say, like, for example, I have, in addition to my comic book, I have on Patreon, that's patreon.com/Dorchester Days. It's a comic strip that I put out every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays concerning the characters in my latest, that Kill the Messenger 1980s Boston, a comic book. It's the same cast of characters in a black and white comic strip. And I started that in May of 2025, and I have not missed a deadline day since. It's been scrambling. Some nights I've been like busy inking the panels and getting it ready for that morning. But I've hit the deadlines. I have a very, very small audience right now. Everybody's welcome to come look at it. I threw the link up there in this video. It's also going to be down in the description below. But yeah, I get a little bit of a boost by knowing that I've accomplished, those 3 strips each week. And it's a little fun to for me personally as an artist to step into that world and it's like the kiddie pool, and at the swimming pool center. It's like you kind of kick your feet around in this thing, and the characters interact, and they do very small. Comic strips are really small, so they can't really do a whole lot of big, giant, grandiose things. It's more face-to-face talking, back and forth, conversational kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it gets my creative juices going, and it really exercises my my imagination to help out with the comic book when that gets put together. So yeah, that's a very strong kind of feedback loop for me personally. So I would like to see in the comments down below what is it that you do to give that feedback to yourself. Oh, I did this. Oh, I did that. Or oh, I should do this. I should do that because I've made this happen weeks before. What increments that you use to give yourself some feedback? I'd be interested to know about that. Once again, finishing this up here, the timsnotebook.com is the website. Click on the shop tab and go to my store site, and anything from now until December 1st is 10% off if you enter Chupa in the discount code box on the checkout. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day and keep making comics.